Welcome to the It's Always Saturday podcast, because when you're with the boys, it's always Saturday.
Today's theme is accusations, either at one another or general accusations, anything relating to accusations.
I'm not scared. That's crazy. You don't understand what I was doing because you're just a little kid.
I have an accusation for Bobby. I think that he hates Greg Heffley so much is because he's just extremely sexually attracted to him.
Bro, don't out me like this, okay? Listen up. But no, like, Ian, where are you getting this information? Because
We found another Instagram account. It is the Craig Heffley fan club.
but no, are we allowed to deny the accusations?
No, you can only accept them.
Oh. Okay, well, I'm going to deny this accusation because there's nothing ironic. There is nothing like satiric about my hate for Greg Heffley. This is just a genuine hatred of a being that I despise. And if I had to like burn anything at the stake, it would be Greg Heffley because I hate that man so much.
I'm going to show my evidence.
Oh my, he's got evidence. God, I don't know how to feel. Terrified.
So, this is definitely not an image that I just pulled off of Google. This is Bobby's room, okay?
Oh my
he has a table
God.
where he has all of the books laid out, okay? And I didn't get a chance to take the other pictures because I heard him coming back to his room to jerk off to more Greg Heffley fan fiction. But
no.
There were Greg Heffley posters all over the place. There was a cardboard cutout that had a hole at his crotch. So, I mean...
That's pretty damning, Bob.
Okay, so you were in my room at 5 o'clock when I got off work. Like, that's some crazy shit, bro. I don't know how to...
It'll happen, my guy.
Listen. This is real. While I do own Diary of a Wimpy Kid books, my hatred for the main character does not make the fact any less that the book series was fire. Diary of a Wimpy Kid was fire, but like
everything is collapsing in on you, Bobby. I hope you know that.
The first episode of the podcast that we did, that was literally the first time I'd ever even realized that I hated Greg Heffley, because you mentioned Greg. Because Greg Robinson had like 120 pounds of weed trying to get blazed. And so I was there and you said Greg, and that triggered me with Greg Heffley. And for some reason, it all came out, just this stuff that I had subconsciously been hoarding for years. And so now it's a part of my identity, and I don't know how to cope with it because I like the book series, but I hate the main character. And it's just, I don't know how to feel.
I didn't listen to most of what Bobby said, but what I got from it was that Bobby has had sex with several men and is now questioning his sexuality.
You know it, baby. I have sex with you all the time.
Never say that again, Bobby. That was horrible.
I'm starting to feel unwanted. Why is it such a chore to love? Why is it such a chore to love me?
The vice presidency is also defined by the president.
Homies, I would like to make an accusation. I firmly believe that Dick Cheney caused 9/11.
I would like to hear your evidence, but I already agree.
That's what I like to hear. So, Dick Cheney, vice president to George W. Bush. This he was formerly the CEO of an oil company before becoming vice president to George W. Bush. He had served some time as a congressman. His early political career wasn't that strong, but as it developed, he got quite up there. He was easily the most powerful vice president ever in American history because he actually has more.
Yeah.
The vice president has more reach than the president, and the vice president's power is to the extent that the president wishes him to have. That is the description of the role of the vice president. So he realized that technically the president could make the vice president more powerful than the position of presidency. So with that, he effectively had his own office in every section of government in the United States. And then,
Ooh.
conveniently, after refusing to continue to give payments of weapons to a group called, I believe it was Al Qaeda, they eventually, in retaliation for no longer receiving the business of the US, bombed the Twin Towers with, the whole plane thing. But then conveniently, this justifying the war in Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, everything there, even the Syria crisis, the first company that laid claim to oil rights in the Middle East was the company that Dick Cheney was the former CEO of. He's got the means, he's got the motive. I think it makes sense.
I also think it makes sense. And you know what? I think George was in on it.
I think
That makes
George
mad
didn't even know he
sense.
was president.
Yeah.
What I want people to know is that everything they're doing online is being watched, is being tracked, is being measured.
I watched The Social Dilemma last night. It's a documentary about like basically big tech and how they work. And a lot of what is going on in the States right now can be attributed to social media, because basically how it works is on the other side of your phone, there's this supercomputer that is like predicting and tracking everything that you're doing. So it's tracking every single thing that you do, and it's also trying to predict what it can put in front of you next that's going to keep you scrolling. And like how that works with politics is if you like to look at things that you agree with, it's just going to keep showing you things that you agree with, no matter what, no matter if they're true or not. And like they showed this chart about like how like divided like Democrats and Republicans are like over time, and they used to be about this far apart, and now like they're on opposite ends of the spectrum. I know like me and Spencer, I think we've both said this lots of times, is like how like well it'll be in like reference to someone who has a different opinion than us and we think that they're wrong, and it'll be like how do they think that? How are they not seeing all of these things that point to that point to our opinion being right? And it's because they don't see them, because the algorithm doesn't want them to see them, because if when they see those things, that's not what they want to see. So if Facebook keeps showing you things that you want to see, you're going to stop using Facebook.
Yeah, like that's why I get frustrated with this shit, because fundamentally the reason that things are the way they are is that calm moderation is not as profitable as extremist points of view. Like if you are a hardcore supporter, you will put money into something. If you only are like, I believe this way, I respect the other opinion, I'm not going to go out of my way to be opposed to the other thing. But yeah, I don't know, it's just ugh. In summary,
Yes.
ugh.
One important thing about like social media is that they talked about in the documentary is like the social media is not the product. We are the product. The people are the product, because we are being sold to advertisers so they can advertise us to get us to buy stuff. That's why it's free.
Just
Free.
sort of like a little like funny thing. Ever since I saw that documentary, every time an ad comes up on YouTube, I look away so that they don't win.
They keep track of your data and how often you are on it for you. So if you
Yeah,
want, you can look, you
like
can find out exactly how much you use the app and see if that's something you're fine with.
like I would encourage you to go look at like your screen time in the settings and how much time you spend on the different social media apps, because no matter like how good I think that I've been about not going on to social media, it is always way more than I thought that I was on social media. And
Oh yeah, no, I do. I do
like
check
even
that.
if we give you the point that like just because it's showing you the stuff you want and it's not politics, that makes it okay, that completely glosses over the fact that this is something that is designed to be addictive, and in my opinion, that's fundamentally immoral to design something to get you addicted to it, so that you keep paying them money to buy their product because you designed it to be addictive.
And on that lighthearted note, I think we should call it for the night. Bobby, thank you for coming. Ian, thank you for coming. Myself, thank you for coming. We're all great good friends.
Fuck you, Spencer. Nobody loves you.
Lord.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for those in chat. That's all for this week. All right, bye everybody. Later, skaters. Let your grandma know.